Good morning. I'm Theresa Shaw, and thank you for joining me for devotions today. My devotions today is focused on Haggai 2nd chapter 5, and Haggai 2nd chapter 1 through 9. Today we're going to talk about you promised. A lot of times we made promises to our children, to our friends, and we just couldn't do it. And so we would have other things that came up, and we'd say, I'm sorry, I know I promised, but I couldn't do it. But it was like having another broken promise. We break promises all the time because, well, I guess we're human. And so we find ourselves not being able to do everything, I suppose. God, however, always keeps his promises. Just look at this verse. God, however, always keeps his promises. He covenanted it with you when you came out of Egypt, and his spirit remains among you. Do not fear. Now that's keeping a promise. God kept this promise for almost 1,000 years. Can you believe that? Many generations had passed in between the exodus from Egypt and the return from captivity. If God had forgotten that promise, nobody would have been around to remember. Probably nobody would have noticed. Our God is still in the business of keeping promises. The promise of this verse is true for you today, just as it is true for those exiled Jews in captivity. Read it again. My spirit remains among you. Do not fear. So God never breaks his promises. He always remembers, and when it's time, he will deliver through his spirit. And do not fear. He is always there for us. I'm Theresa Shaw. I thank you for joining me for devotions today, and I look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful week.